welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of November 15 to the 21st for Libra. And let's jump in here and see what are the major themes that Libra will be working through this week. And keep in mind that there's a partial lunar eclipse on the 19th of November. And keep your eyes out for a reading for the collective for that period. Okay, Libra. Let's see what you got here. Conclusions are within reach, which is a full moon eclipse. And full moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so there are conclusions within reach, but your dreams will require a practical plan. The energy is gaining momentum on the bottom of the deck. So it seems like things are ramping up for Libra. This week, things are ramping up for Libra. You're going to start to sort of feel that energy gaining momentum, perhaps from the 1111 portal that just passed, but will be with us. That energy will stay. There's something coming to a conclusion here for you. And when you think about your dreams, I feel like there's some action that needs to be taken with respect to work, physical work, effort that you need to put in, some physical effort, some work, some practical planning here for Libra will be sort of assisting you as you move into your week. Okay, so for Libra, let's see here with the tarot cards, what information we can get for Libra. Oh, let me start that again. This deck is a little bit big for my tiny hands. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay, Libra, let's see here. Libra, what is the current present moment for Libra looking like right now? Oh, thank you. The World card. Okay, so things are, a conclusion is indeed within reach. When we see this World card, that is a signal here that you are completing a cycle. You are completing a cycle, Libra, and things are sort of coming to conclusion. So as that happens, you might need a practical plan for the what's to come. And you might need some practical planning in place here to support the close of this cycle. And the idea that the energy is gaining momentum, that makes me feel like, you know, anticipation towards this conclusion is with you. You can feel it. It's like maybe feeling like a nervous anxiety or feeling like anticipation, like you can't wait for something, but you don't know what that is. It feels like something is coming to a close here for Libra. And moving forward, they might need to be practical about what's coming up for them as they start a new cycle or as they close this cycle. So the final stages may require sort of a practical lens of planning, but you can certainly feel this, can't you, Libra? So what's creating an obstacle here for Libra? This flipped. The Devil is creating an obstacle, or a Capricorn potentially. And we've got a bunch of other cards here. So the idea that the Devil card came out as the obstacle says to me that there may be some of your demons in your mind are still playing tricks on you a little bit about whether or not this cycle has been successful. Perhaps there is sort of this feeling to want to not feel all of the feelings. Initially, I said that when the energy is gaining momentum, it might feel like anxiety, it might feel like anticipation. You might be looking for a distraction from that because this really makes me think that there's a part of you holding yourself back because of some sort of... Sorry, my ear is all itchy, my left ear. So something... This idea of needing a practical plan as you close out a cycle and the obstacle is the Devil, that says to me that there's a part of you that's not willing to let go. There's a part of you that's not willing to accept the end of this cycle, and you might be trying to avoid it. You might be trying to dismiss this energy that you can feel, that a conclusion is within reach. You're reaching the end of this cycle here with this World card, but it's like you're concerned about your demons. You're concerned about the things coming up for you as far as wanting to escape this scenario. Maybe you're resisting the idea of making practical plans. Now, this is interesting. The other cards that came out as we were shuffling about this question is the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So, wow, very interesting. This is all mental. So the idea of you wrapping up this cycle has got you wrapped up in your mind with these obstacles as represented by the Devil card, sort of the desires of your ego, the things that you might feel are sort of the other side of your personality, you know what I mean? And it's all mental. It's all mental here. Two of Swords, making a conscious decision, choosing between two different outlooks, two different perceptions, and feeling kind of heartbroken about the idea of this cycle ending, feeling like there was some mental pain associated with this cycle. And now with this Eight of Swords, it's almost like you're overthinking this conscious choice. And that could be the energy that you're feeling. It could feel like a bit of a mind game right now, like with all of these cards together, the Devil and the 2, 3, and 8 of Swords. It's sort of making me feel like as you're approaching the conclusion of this, as a conclusion is within reach here, as we see with the Moon Oracle and the World card, I feel like you're just sort of feeling mentally low. The vibration in your mind is not anticipating, it's anticipating in a negative way. It's not anticipating in a positive way. You're overthinking the ending. You feel heartbroken about this ending. You feel like it's an impossible choice to make to end this cycle. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And behind that, I see the Three of Swords here. So as you look into the future, I feel like you're envisioning something and you're painting it with a brush that says this last cycle was a heartbreaker. Wow, it's interesting. It's interesting. Now, what is the root cause of all of this aside from sort of this Three of Wands where you're looking forward and seeing the next phase, perhaps you're anticipating it will be like the last one. What is driving this for Libra? Thank you. An Ace of Cups. So it's a transformation. You're transforming. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? You got the World card, which is the end of the cycle in the major, or in the major arcana, and then you get the Ace of Cups. So it's almost like you're ending a journey that was very mentally draining and painful and fraught with sort of hurt and disappointment and overthinking and fearing consequences. And then as you look to the future, it's almost like you're feeling this liberation, this Ace of Cups, a transformative new emotional sense around you and a new emotional dimension around you as you look into the future. As this conclusion is within reach, I feel like you're starting to understand that it's almost like you're taking inventory, Libra. What's at the bottom of the deck here? The Hanged Man. Yeah, I feel like you're taking inventory of this cycle. And you feel like you sacrificed. You feel like throughout this whole cycle, you've sacrificed. You've sacrificed and sacrificed. And it's had an impact on your mental space. You know, it's really had an impact on your mental space. And there's the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck behind the Hanged Man. And the Six of Pentacles is a time where we're trying to strike a balance here. It's like you want to be able to share what you have received in life. And I feel like it's a question of where will you give your energy going forward. As you move forward, you don't want to be in sacrifice. You want to be in balance. You know, you look at the past and see a lot of sacrifice. And when you look to the future, you're like, no, I need more balance. I need alignment. I need a new emotional dimension here to guide my vision for the future so that I won't end up feeling all of these painful mental sort of presence in your mind with the idea of wounds and fears, right? You're looking for liberation here with this Taurus energy, and it might need a practical plan here as Libra moves forward towards this conclusion. Woo! Oh my goodness. Did you see that? That was a lot of cards bursting out all at once. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Star card. Okay, so I'm going to take those all as one message here for you, Libra. Now, this Knight of Swords, this is the second Capricorn card you have. You have the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles. So that almost makes me think that Libra is focused on chasing a Capricorn. Are you worried about a Capricorn, Libra? You know, it almost makes me think that you're ready to close out a cycle. But the only thing holding you back is this idea that you want to be present for a Capricorn. It's like you'd rather leave. You'd rather run away from something here. But it's almost like you don't want to leave a Capricorn behind. You don't want to leave a Capricorn behind. That's two Capricorns. Two Capricorn messages here for you, Libra. You'd rather go. You'd rather go. You know that you're leveling up towards your dreams, and you'd rather sort of go, or you'd rather chase a Capricorn. It's interesting. I feel like the Libras I'm reading for right now are really connected to a Capricorn. And it's almost like you and this Capricorn are at opposite ends, and in the middle is sort of like your dream of this new emotional presence in your life. And it's sort of like, do you chase your dream or do you hold fast for this Capricorn? And it almost feels like you know you've got to move on to something else, but releasing from this Capricorn is tricky for you. And I feel like there's like it's almost like you want to rush in to communicate something. You know, you want to rush in to communicate something here that involves a Capricorn. And I can't help but feel like your dream here, as reflected in this Star card, is almost like you're struggling. You know the energy is gaining momentum because you're leveling up towards something, a truth here that is sort of, you can feel it. But I feel like, and it is resonating with what you desire, but that there's a Capricorn involved in this scenario, and it's changing things for you. This Capricorn is like creating an obstacle, but the obstacle is being created because of the meaning you've attached. Wow, it's a really intense energy to sit in. It feels like you've attached so much meaning. Yeah, or is it your child? I feel like you must have a Capricorn child. Seeing the Emperor says to me that I always think of this as a father figure. So it's like you're a father of a Capricorn, or you're a parent of a Capricorn, or the father of this Capricorn is part of the issue as well. This is fascinating. 8 of Cups, and you know deep down inside you just have to walk away. And it's proving to be a big challenge for you. Big challenge for Libra to separate from this scenario. Even though they have reached the end of a cycle, they're having a really hard time separating from this because of a Capricorn. And I feel like it's their child. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's see what the angel cards have to say about this. Divine timing. Interesting. And on the bottom of the deck, friendship and union. So it's almost like there is something divinely timed about this union between you and this Capricorn. This ending is divinely timed. This, I almost feel like, I don't know, this is interesting. I almost feel like you're going to be separating. You know, that this end of a cycle has to do with separation, and that's the conclusion that's within reach, but it is divinely timed. And there is a Capricorn involved in this scenario, heavily. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a child, maybe it's your partner. This is a general reading, so it could be a different Capricorn for everyone listening. But I really feel like it has to do with a Capricorn that you're either can't imagine separating from, even though it's divinely timed. You know you have to walk away, but you can't imagine it. You just can't imagine it. Or you feel like you can't separate from a situation, even if it's divinely timed, because you're constantly in pursuit of this Capricorn. And that this Capricorn is almost holding you in a situation that is divinely timed to conclude, but the only thing keeping you present is a Capricorn. Very, very interesting messages. Very, very clear. Very emotional. This reading is very emotional. Let's see what frequencies will come in here to support Libra as they make this divinely timed closure. Let's see here. We've got universal love. Beautiful. Magic, and change. Wow. I really feel like this is, oh my goodness, such a heavy feeling mentally and emotionally. This change, this conclusion, this end of a cycle. It's interesting. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Well, you are starting anew. You really are. You really are starting something new here with this Ace of Cups. You are transforming into a new emotional dimension, and you're already envisioning that future. I think you can sense it. And the idea here of the release of the old and the birth of the new. So it's the release of the old that's divinely timed here. That's what I'm picking up on, is that the release of the old and the walking away and moving into something unfamiliar is divinely timed. That change is happening here for Libra. Now, magic says the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move towards possibilities and expressions that are grand and profound, as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. Interesting. So it's like this card here of your dreams need a practical plan. I feel like they may need a practical plan. Maybe you need to get some things lined up practically, but also this idea that all that required is our belief in the manifestation, right? That's all that's required, is you believing it can be manifested. And that's directly related to the nature of our universe. Now, this universal love is the frequency that activates the connection we feel for each other, right? This idea that we can feel each other, we can feel our planet, and we can sense our whole existence, right? Like through the frequency of universal love. It's the thing that holds the whole universe in place. And keep in mind, this is not romantic love. I really feel like this is love that is beyond romance. This is universal love. Oh my goodness. I've got all the emotions here. Whew. Libra, this is it feels like it's going to be quite a profound week of sort of revelations, emotional and mental revelations. And I really feel like a Capricorn is heavily related to this for you. Ooh, I'm going to leave it at there. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. And if it has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, you can find my email in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends.